This is a quick video on the Logitech G700 gaming mouse. This is an MMO mouse, massive multiplayer online gaming mouse. But my intention for it was for first-person shooters. Although I guess if I ever get into MMOs, nah, I don't think I will. Never mind. So yeah, I wanted to play, some shooter games. I like the button layout a lot, so I wanted to give it a shot. You have 4 buttons on the left, 3 on the top next to the left click. You got scroll wheel and 2 buttons on the top, right behind the scroll wheel. Right now I have the scroll wheel set to single stops when you scroll. It's still pretty easy to scroll, but you can feel the stops, and if you press the button, it's a continuous scrolling action. Generally though, it makes my web browsing a bit too fast. It scrolls way too fast, so I mean the only best place I use this on is on Engadget.com and Gizmodo. Other than that, it gets a bit too fast, so I leave it on single stops. All across the mouse you have it's all textured, so I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a sandy plastic. It's really resistant to consistent sweating and fingerprints. So if you have moist hands like I do, this will not pick up any sweat marks or fingerprints whatsoever. It's really nice textured. It feels good, and it goes from that bottom spot right there all the way across that end right there, and on the bottom it has trimmed glossy plastic all across the bottom right there, trimming it. It's pretty easy to catch scratches, but it doesn't pick up too bad, unless you're vigorous. And there's your indentation for the USB port, and that's your USB plug. This is how it looks. And then just your standard USB plug. I imagine you can use any other USB plug, but as long as it fits. But I could be wrong. And on the top you have a smooth surface plastic. But even though this is smooth, it's still pretty hard to catch sweat and fingerprints. So again, if you have moist hands, you don't really have to worry about it. And on the bottom you have 4 felt pads, and it picks up wear and tear pretty easily. Although I am using I'm using a particle board with a plastic veneer on top. I'm not using a mouse pad, but after only 3 days of use, these guys pick up wear and tear pretty easily. Only 3 days. I can't imagine 6 months. But they are replaceable. They have pry points, so I'm sure you can find them somewhere. Maybe Logitech sells them, but they are replaceable. And yeah, it's kind of nice. There's your 5700 DPI sensor, and this goes all the way down to 200 DPI, just in case you want to. On-off switch, G700, and then your battery light latch. And it doesn't move around too much too. The latch is kind of loose, but you don't hear it too much. So the buttons have really good throw. They have a little throw, but it's not too much. It's just enough to be really responsive, and you can lay your entire thumb over these 4 buttons on the left and simply flex your thumb to get the feel of all the buttons, to even press the buttons. So you can flex your entire thumb all over the 4 buttons to press individual buttons. They feel really nice. They're perfect for first-person shooters. I use this for grenades and melee or knifing, on Call of Duty or Counter-Strike. They work really nice, and they just have that really good responsiveness. There's no excessive clicking. It feels really good. And these 3 buttons up here, they're a little bit tougher to press, but same idea. They have that enough, responsiveness. They're a little bit more clicky, but you can, when you're just shooting, you can rest your whole entire index finger here. I apologize about my finger, by the way. It's gross. And you rest your entire finger here, and you can flex your finger to press each individual button as well. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm only pressing the middle button, and I'm pressing the back now and the forward right now. It feels really good. You can rest your entire index finger and you can get the feel for each individual button. It's great. It's nice. I'm impressed by it. They're all programmable, so you can set these to DPI, or you can set these to DPI. I have this one for battery. During web browsing, I have I have the bottom one set for back, forward. This was for right scrolling, left scroll. I just like it that way. And then this is for profiles. That's just what I chose. For my left and right click and press down, these do nothing. I hate those. I don't like using them. It doesn't feel really good to use it as well. It's pretty tough to use, so I don't generally like doing that. And overall, I do like the grip. That little sandy plastic, texture is really nice. It's pretty heavy, and I have generally I have a hard time picking it up, because when I try to pick it up, really what I'm picking it up with is my thumb, because it has this nice groove right there to pick it up. But when I'm trying to pick it up from the left, there's nothing to pick it up with. So when I'm trying to pick up my mouse, my thumb stays in place just fine, but my left side kind of slips off. So I can't really grip it from the right too much, and my my ring finger and my pinky are touching the table almost at all times. So it's okay to pick up. It's a bit heavy though, and my ring finger and pinky fingers kind of slip off when I'm trying to lift it. Overall, it kind of makes my hand kind of tilt to the right. It's a little bit slanted when I grip it. And this is how it looks. So I have my thumb here rested, and over here my thumb is probably the most well rested area, followed by these 2 guys over here, and then these fingers kind of just hang out. So after playing with it for quite a few hours for online, or just shooting games in general, campaign or whatever and whatnot, after about an hour I actually feel some fatigue, because there's no hunch on the back, so you can't fully grip it, you can't palm it, because again, it isn't a gaming mouse, it's an MMO mouse, and I bought this knowing this, but I wanted to still give it a shot. And again, without that hunch, it kind of makes it harder to feel that good ergonomic feel. So generally in the bottom of my palm and kind of my wrist too, just this general area right here makes me feel a little bit have more fatigue. My hand gets tired after a while, and overall it feels ergonomic, but it is definitely not, I'm not using it properly, and it's not a good shooting game kind of mouse, first person shooter mouse. So I'm gonna have to try the Razer Mamba, see how that works out. I have a 30-day return policy, so I'll compare the two. Maybe I'll even do a video back. And yeah, it's pretty much that's the mouse. Overall, I like it. Buttons are awesome. I love the buttons. This is my favorite feature of the mouse. So yeah, that's pretty much it.